Hello, welcome to our first prompt for autumn. Firstly, I'm going to reveal the prompt and then I'm going to go back and show you what I should have videoed last week. I've done a bit of work on it, but I just haven't turned the camera on. So I'm going to show you that. But let's start with our prompt. This page here will give you a bit of an idea. And the first prompt for autumn, and you might have watched Rachel's video already because she will be revealing before me, is autumn tones. So you can have fiery reds. You could have, it was earthy reds, fiery oranges, rust, and deep burgundies. But obviously you can have some green as well. So there's a few pages in here. Let me get to September. Okay, that might give you some inspiration. So we've got some of the colour tones in there. That page is the one I was on. That's perfect. I mean, obviously you can have some golden yellows and some greens as well as the leaves are changing colour. You still will get some greens. That perfect tones. We've got the deep burgundies in there. We've got the earthy reds coming through the leaves as well. A bit of golden yellow. Berries, not so much. The birds are good. This one, the acorns. I think the acorns are beautiful. I love acorns. We had a house which had a whole bunch of oak trees. It was called Oak Cottage, and it had heaps of acorns. We used to love playing with them. Just seeing if there's any other. That page, it's got a few of the tones. So really, you're fairly flexible again with this one because you can interpret it the way you want to. Beautiful golden tones there. And there we go, perfect. There's all our colours. Okay, fiery oranges, the rusty colours in there, which is kind of an orangey browny tone, the earthy reds and burgundies, etc. Okay, so what am I going to do? It's a good question. Look, good leaves there, just flicking. I'm thinking I'm going to do leaves or acorns or something like that. So I'm still working it out. I do have to search through fabrics. They're not the colours. I would have a little bit of the oranges and the reds, rust and the deep burgundies. I'm going to have a look through my stash and just see what I have because they're not really colours I tend to work in. But I'm thinking about, so it's on this page, doing some different leaves, different foliage, like samples of leaves in the different colours with some script. So let's go back to last week. So here's my last week's page. See, I've actually done something. I don't know why I didn't turn on the camera. I just did it. I'm actually on holidays this week, but I've been a bit sick. So I'm not finished, but just to explain what I did, I laid down a few bits of fabric under there first. Then I had two different embroideries that I cut out. So this pretty floral one here. And then I found, as I said last time, I wanted to put a bird in there with some script around it. And on the edge of this one here, I had a bit of this blue trim. So I've stitched that down. And then I took some words from the Edith Holden book. So the birds still sing morning and evening, but there is not nearly such a full choir as there was a month ago. And then I did want to, I'll just get the page that I got this from. I did want to keep writing a bit more script down here, but I'm just deciding if I'm going to fit it. Now, I have to find the page I got that from because I can't remember. I did have this open on the page. I can't remember. Where did I find it? In here somewhere. It was in the summer months. Was it August? No, I think it was before August. I found that script. I'm going to find it because I want to have a look at the next line. Oh, I thought about that one, talking about Midsummer's Day, but I didn't put that one in. Here it is. The birds still sing morning and evening, but there is not nearly such a full choir as there was a month ago. I did want to put this next one in, but I'm not going to fit it. The cares and responsibilities of large families of hungry fledglings make too many demands on the time and attention of the anxious parents. That's a bit long. I was just reading if there's anything else, another sentence. Wild rose in bloom, but I haven't really got a rose. I've got a bird. First field of grass. Not there. I might have to find another little, just a sentence. I really only need a sentence. I could add this in, the cuckoo, even though it's not a cuckoo bird, doesn't matter. The cuckoo is beginning to change his tune. A little later, he will be saying cuckoo instead of cuckoo. It's cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. I don't know how. I could be saying the cuckoo is beginning to change his tune. A little later, he will be saying cuckoo. I could just do that. Just because I wanted to add in. I just want to add in a bit more writing here. You can see I've drawn it on with a friction pen, but I'll just iron that. It'll come out. I wrote it all on, and then my stitching, my letters got a bit bigger. They're a bit bigger. So I ended up freehand stitching all of this. And how did I stitch it? So just to explain to you. So I got this Perlé thread. It's a Wonderfil Perlé number 8 EZ12, and it's a navy blue, which I like. So I was using that. So I might just do that extra little sentence there about the cuckoo. Doesn't matter if it's not a cuckoo. And that's my page that's closest to being finished. Nothing else is really finished yet. Okay, so over to this first prompt. I am going to need to find and hunt through my stash. Ooh, I might take that that's a piece of quilt, but use that fabric there. I'm just looking at what's near me on my, here we go. Oh, these are out of those packs I got at the sewing basket. We've got some reds, not that one. That one, could definitely do some leaves in. I'm getting some tones here. Okay, I'm going to keep having a look at what I've got over here. Oh, and what else I had? I was just thinking I'm going to have to get them out. Oh, look at that. Yes, that's a silk, but that will be good. I have a few embroideries that are like autumn leaves, so autumn foliage, so I'm going to need to get them out. Okay, not these ones. Just flicking through these ones I got in those little packs. None of those ones. Hang on. What's under here? Oh, look at this. Autumn tones. That's got a bit of pink in. There's a bit of silk in there, but what I might do is some interesting leaves. Well, I'm getting the right colours here. Interesting leaves where I layer up the fabric. So these were bits and pieces out of the packs. Oh, look at that trim that I loved. I might have to put a bit of that trim on. All of these. That piece of sari would be good on. I loved that piece. And satin ribbon. I actually bought that pack for thinking that it would go well with my autumn tones. And then I'll stitch down with some lovely threads. These over here, that one. This could go. That bit is, oh, that's a bit pinky, that one. Oh, that should be stitched down. Look at all this. I'm just pulling it all. So I'm going for the colours, which is, I guess, the point, but then I need to make it look like something autumny and from the book. So I'll keep finding bits as I look over here on the side. Oh, look at this one. This one would go well. I think I need a brown. Maybe I'll just do a whole bunch of leaves and use a lot of these different bits and pieces. I mean, this is just what's sitting on the table next to me. These were my sewing basket stash that I showed you last time. Like, that's pretty. It's got some, oh, that's got some autumny tones. I definitely have picked up some bits and pieces with leaves on, which I need to look for. All right, so I might pop off the camera. I've got a whole heap next to me I need to go through. I'm going to pop off the camera, pause it for a little while, and I'm going to come back and play around with some of my bits and pieces. So I'll see you again soon. All right, so I've gathered a few more things. I'm not quite sure where my vision is going yet, but these sweet birds have got some of the colours that I'd be after, so that could go somewhere. Now, some of this stuff that I'm gathering I could use on some of my other autumn pages. So that red is good. I love this old piece of quilt. This side, I think I'd like to use a bit of that, and that strip there has got really good tones. So I think I might cut up some bits of this old quilt. This is one of the doilies where they have leaves. I know I've got others. I just have to search a bit more to find them. So I found one so far. This Suffolk Puff, it's from an old quilt I bought from New York, 1930s quilt. Fully made of Suffolk puffs, quite big ones. It's got good colours. Even a little edge like this where it's got some of the golden yellow. This fabric here, if I wanted to thread paint some roses, would take out the blues, but could add in the fiery reds, fiery oranges and reds and things. This fabric here also has some good flowers that could be added in if I want to do some flowers. This fabric here's got great colours for it. This is an old piece. Look at that. It's too big for my page. But, you know, I could even cut out those ones, or just that one. Anyway, that fabric would be perfect. Old piece of fabric. I forgot I bought this from Beck for the purpose of using it for my autumn part. I think the one with a bit more orange and brown would go really well. So you've seen that one. You've seen most of this. Oh, and I bought this pack with the idea that it has some autumny kind of tones. So this was a scrap pack from Beck as well, which I haven't opened yet. So let's have a look inside. Okay, so not those ones. This one could go. This one could go. This one I really like. I know it's got some blue tones, but it's got the browns. And then that one. I've got so much to play with now. Now I've got to start making some decisions. This gorgeous little piece. This would have been from Deb at Doll's House. Yep, so love that. You saw all of these bits. I grabbed some threads. I'd add in a chocolate brown with that, and got the mustard. Could add in a more burgundy red. I will have that. I'll just have to go get them out. I showed you that. So now I've got to decide what I'm going to do, and I've got so much choice now, I don't know. I've got the colours. I've definitely got the colours going. I've got good threads. Now, I need to think about what my page is going to look like. So I was thinking that I'd like to add some of that trim. Okay, don't know where yet. Don't want to cover up all the fabrics in the background. It's going there for the moment. This goes really well. It's the right colour. It could have a piece of that. Have a piece of that up there at the top and then cut off the excess. One thing I was thinking, I could just do a stem with different fabric leaves, which I've seen. Is it Mandy Patullo? I think it was Mandy Patullo I saw doing that, which I really liked. I don't know if this one's going to work yet. I'm thinking about it. Do you want to trim it down a bit? Got to think about this piece. Maybe I like it trimmed down a bit. Okay, have a think. So I'm in two minds at the moment. I'm either going to do a collage of like fabric flowers and fabrics and stuff, like a bouquet of flowers, I don't know, in the autumn tones, or I'm thinking leaves. Thinking of what the next two prompts are, and either of those prompts would be fine. I wouldn't be covering off what's coming up. Maybe I'm going to just do leaves. Do a stem with leaves. I could couch a chocolate brown stem, I think, with a bit of texture in, like I used on my nest. And then I could cut leaves and add texture and layers and different fabrics. So I could try and do nice kind of acorny leaf shapes, which I think might be a bit hard. By the way, these scissors are the best. I bought these a while ago from Beck, and where are they? I have just bought, here they are. I have just bought the other two sizes. Now, they are not cheap, but they are the best scissors. Karen, what are they? Karen K, is it Buckley? Does it say Buckley? I did have the packaging somewhere. I think I might have thrown it out. Anyway, they are the best. I've got the cover for these ones too. So I've got all three pairs now. Expensive, but very well worth the investment because they are so beautifully sharp and cut very precisely. Anyway, you can get them from, if you're in Australia, go look at Sobe Beck's site. She's got them. And like this too, starting to bring in the tones of autumn. So I could go a simple leaf shape, like, I can't make them too big, otherwise I won't get lots on. Like just like a shape like this. And just obviously rough cutting. And have at the stem with different leaves coming off it. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Do I want to make it smaller though so I can fit more on my page? Maybe. Why don't I just cut out a few leaves and see what I think? I'm not sure about that yet. That could go on another page. Okay, so let's get some different colours in here. Okay, I quite like this. This one. Now it's got a little bit of a thread of blue running through it as well. I quite like that it's got a little bit of texture in it. We definitely need a nice orange. I think I'm going to go over to my vintage because I can definitely use bits of this. So I'm going to cut one out of that brown piece there. Now this quilt here, I think I showed you before, I soaked it. It was so dark you couldn't even see the beautiful colours of these fabrics. I literally soaked it 3 times and then put it through the washing machine. I'm just going to cut bits. And then I love this. I'm just cutting bits, just playing around. This one had quite a few rust stains on, which is perfect because rust is, look, if you have a look on the back, look at all the rust. How nice. Some people might be going, oh, that's gross, but I'm saying I like that. I know Rach would like that too. And my other fabrics that I've pulled out aren't going to go to waste because I'll just keep all this little stash for this season. Probably want to undo the quilting stitches. But I like the burgundy. I have got unpicker. I'll be able to get this out. So let's see how I go with the layout, and then I'll get onto stitching. I'll explain what I'm going to do. Obviously just playing around with my idea. It's evolving gradually. Sorry, that noise was Alfie. Okay, sorry, quiet while I'm doing that. Okay, earthy reds, fiery oranges, rust, and deep burgundies. I haven't really got a dark burgundy. I'd have to have a bit more of a look through things. Okay, we've got a good orange here. Obviously, this is a new fabric. And then I had all the silks. And what I might do is get bits of, oh, I wanted to put this sari silk somewhere too. I've kind of put the wrong colours down here. I went more pinks because I didn't know how many pages I'd be using for my prompts. But I might run a bit of that sari silk somewhere. The deeper burgundy is what I'm missing. Okay, so let's just have a go. And I'll cut out the leaf shapes. That one's so good. Just old and tatty and lovely. What I often do is I go across, when I'm cutting leaves, I cut the square or approximately a square, and then I cut across on the angle. Keep all your little scraps because you always can use them for other bits and pieces. Okay, that one I cut a bit small, so that one might go near the top. Okay. Okay, I need more fabric. Let me think, do I want any of this stuff? I think I might keep those flowers for something else. Actually, I might cut one out of this. This is good. And I'll be on screen in a sec. That's just one on the edge. I'll cut one out of that. Still feel like I need that burgundy, but I didn't spot any burgundy fabric. I don't go for tones that are too dark. Yes, I like that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Definitely don't want 8. I want uneven number, so I need a burgundy. That's what I need. I'm just going through what's on the side. I wouldn't really call them quite burgundy. That's got a little bit of burgundy. Could have that leaf on the top. And the rest are all lighter. Lighter. Now, do I want to add, is it going too crazy? Is there too much on there? We'll see. We'll have a think about that one. I could do one out of this bit. I wouldn't call it super dark burgundy, but you've got some burgundy tones in there. That could do. Let's just see if I want to move them around. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause again. I'm going to go and grab a wool for my stem, and then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to couch that down. I'll be back soon. All right, so I don't know where I put my wool. I'm going to have to find it because I know I saw it somewhere today. Oh, sorry, Alfie. Sorry, I just bumped him. I know I saw it somewhere today, but I have just been playing around with my layout. I do really like the flower I got from Beck. So I'm going to put that somewhere on the page. I'm thinking like that. And then I've doubled up all my leaves. So I'm going to have the stem basically wrapping around this here. I've cut the little bit of red crocheted doily thing off, which will go there. And then what I think I'll do is, back to my book, I will find some words to stitch. Hopefully find something that will be a good fit for what I'm stitching. Hopefully she writes somewhere about the colours of the leaves and things like that. So I won't bore you by sitting here reading it now. But I think what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of script stitching maybe in that direction. Just there in a kind of chocolatey brown, like a brown. All right, so off camera, what I'll do is I will stitch this down just using a sewing machine cotton. I'll get one that will match that so you won't see it, and just stitching over bits to hold it in place. And then I'll stitch around the outside of all of this again with a sewing machine cotton to hold it in place. I may or may not couch down the thread. I might show you that next week, just for people that haven't really done that much before. So couch down the threads, and then I'm going to stitch down the leaves, but I'm going to do some embroidery stitches, I think, with some of the colours of the Perle cottons, or even stranded cotton would be fine as well, or even the lovely wool that I got. So yeah, I do want that to become a little bit textural. All right, so I also did cut out this, but it's too busy adding that in as well. It's just too much going on, and I think I want some space for script. All right, so at least that gives you an idea. You know exactly sort of what you'd be expecting next week. Obviously, you will interpret this prompt the way you like. Again, it's another very flexible prompt where you could do lots of different things. And again, we look forward to seeing all those wonderful creations that you come up with. So thank you for watching this week. And sorry about not posting my video from last week, because I did stitch but I didn't film. Yeah, I think just because I was stitching, I was feeling sick and I was very congested this week. Yeah, and you wouldn't have wanted to hear that on camera anyway. All right, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next week where we'll do some stitching together. Okay, thanks, bye.